Hello there. This is Meredith Oliver, and I am here for Mobile Monday for North Carolina Association of Realtors, and I'm thrilled to be here. In case you don't know me or who I am, I'm a professional speaker. I'm an author. I have a company right here in Raleigh, a digital marketing agency, and we specialize in residential real estate marketing. So this is all we do all the time. I've spoken at the North Carolina Association of Realtors annual conference and was excited when Tyler invited me to speak and do this week's Mobile Monday. So welcome. I know a lot of us are out there and we're just been inundated with weather reports all weekend, and it's the anniversary of 9/11, and there's just so many things going on today. And so let's take a break from that for a few minutes and let's talk marketing and how we're going to build your business. Because the truth is, there are a lot of things in life that we don't have control over. We don't have control over the weather. We don't have control over the market or the economy or politics or national incidents, things that happen, but we do have control over how we market our business and how we set forth that we're going to grow that business and make it work. So let's give that a try today and see what we can do. So when I help real estate agents with their business, what I focus on is a concept called fantastic marketing and selling. And the reason that it's called fantastic marketing and selling is because the fan, literally F-A-N, comes first. So it's marketing that is for the fans, about the fans, and is focused on the fans. You guessed it. So your first homework assignment from today is to start paying attention to the advertising and the marketing that resonates with you. When you're watching television and you're not fast forwarding through the commercials, which we all typically do, but let's say you're watching live television, maybe it's sports, for example, and you have to watch the commercials, start paying attention to them. Which ones really hit with you? Maybe they cause you to laugh really hard, or a little tear comes to your eye when you're watching it, or you just go, oh, I need that product in my life. I need it. I want it. And you hit the button to dial now and buy. When it resonates with you, start paying attention to it. And equally so when it doesn't, when it's a complete miss, when you leave the commercial going, what were they thinking? SMH. I don't get it. Start paying attention to those too. And it's not just TV commercials you can do this with. You can do this when you're on Facebook and you see Facebook ads or banner ads on websites. Of course, if you're still flipping through magazines, you can do it with the print ads, of course, too. But advertising and marketing is all the way around, everywhere around us. And if you pay attention to what resonates with you and what doesn't, I think you'll find there's one common theme. And that is that the marketing that really hits home is the marketing that is personal, that feels customized and personalized to the viewer. It doesn't feel like a canned pitch. And that's really what I talk about in the book, Fantastic Marketing, is that your fans will ignore irrelevant marketing and canned sales pitches. We're over it. We're done. We don't do it anymore. So everything has to be about them and for them. And I promise you, when you start paying attention to the things you're buying because of marketing and advertising, it's because when you saw the ad, you thought, oh, they get me. They get me. That's what I need. You're right. That is so a day in my life. And if I had that, it would make it all better. It's so interesting. I've recently started watching Mad Men. Binge watching. You know, I didn't watch it when it first came out. I heard lots of great things, but I never watched it. And now I'm going back and watching all the episodes. And even in the early 60s, you know, in this television show about a fictitious advertising agency on Madison Avenue in New York, City, they're dealing with the same client issues, the same marketing creative issues that we deal with today. And that is, how do we talk about the features and benefits of our great products, in your case, of your service that you're offering to buyers and sellers? How do you talk about that in a way that it's not just talking all about you, and that it's in fact for the fans and about them, so that you can bring them into you? And that's really what fantastic marketing is about. So point number one is start paying attention and seeing what's out there in terms of what you're watching and paying attention to. And I think you might start to notice a few things in common. One of the major things you're going to notice in common, particularly on social media, is you'll notice that the brands, the organizations, the sports heroes, political figures, whoever it is you follow on social media, they don't talk about themselves all the time. This is one of my top tips for real estate agents is you're probably doing way too much selling on social media and not enough socializing and connecting. So make sure you're following that 80-20 content recipe. 80% non-sales, 20% sales content. If you'll follow that, then you'll be fine. So I'm not saying you never post just listed and the property, or cute home for sale in Apex and the property. But what I am saying is 10 out of 10, you can't do that type of post 10 out of 10 times. Only 2 out of 10 times. Now, the other 8 times should not be cat videos and vacation photos of you and pictures of what you cooked for dinner, because frankly, we don't care. That pork chop doesn't look that good anyway. But what we do want to know about is your expertise, and we welcome you to share that with us. So on the 8 out of 10 posts where you're not directly pitching and selling, that's your opportunity to establish yourself as a residential real estate expert. So for example, you could make a list of your top frequently asked questions, the things that you are asked all the time. How do year-round schools work? If I move here, which school will I be assigned to? What are the borrowing limits on FHA? How much down do I need for a VA loan? Like all of these things that you're constantly asked. Brainstorm a list on a legal pad, or if you're a iPad person, you can type it out in your Notepad or Evernote app, and get a list of frequently asked questions and simply post the answers to those questions. That establishes you as an expert, but yet it isn't really the same thing as pitching, listing. You can do seasonal posts where you talk about the seasons and DIY tips for homeowners, buyers, sellers as it relates to the season. That's easy stuff. Of course, this area is always, the Raleigh area is always making it onto some kind of list of what an awesome place it is to live. And if your area in North Carolina makes it on those kind of lists, you could definitely do that. So talk about the lifestyle of the area, or that a big employer is moving in. So reposting news articles that relate to real estate. So you see where I'm going. Your 8 out of 10 posts don't have to be, it's National Ice Cream Day, which ice cream do you like best? Although you can throw a few of those in. They can still be work related, but they don't have to be sales related. And that establishes you as the expert. All right, so we've got a question that's come in. Hey, Meredith, how important is it to distinguish between your personal page and your business Facebook page? Oh, that's a good one. I get that one all the time. Thank you for asking. It depends on how you want to run your business. I know in my business, I am the brand of the business. So my personal page and my work page, well, they're just kind of both work, to be honest. My personal page has a lot of work connections on it. So it's really my personal light. And I'm very, very careful about what I post and what I put there, make sure that it's appropriate for the workplace. However, with Facebook, you do have the ability to create lists that you can post to. So I have a close friends and family list on my personal page where I can be more free to post my political opinions or post pictures from a vacation that I might not want a larger audience to see. So I really heavily utilize the list aspect of the personal page. I utilize both the personal page and the professional page in my business because, frankly, Facebook limits how much exposure a business page gets these days, especially if you put links in the post. So I do have a Facebook advertising budget, and I do spend money to promote my posts on my business page because that's about the only way to make sure they get decent reach these days. But on the days I don't want to spend money, I can just share from my business page over to my personal. And then other days I share from the personal over to the business, and I'm leveraging, I'm doubling my reach. My business page is a couple thousand followers. My personal's got nearly 4,000. So I more than double my reach when I go back and forth between the two. So I use the two of them, and that's how I do it. Certainly, if you wanted to keep it completely separate and only do business on your business page, you could, absolutely. If you're not good at editing your personal life, maybe you should, but you'll need double the advertising money to make sure those business posts are seen. All right, so I hope that answers that one. Okay, so we've got another question coming in. Hey, Brian. How do you feel about virtual lead generation systems for advertising? Well, to be honest, Brian, it depends on the system. It seems like some of them come from lists that aren't very good or aren't very qualified, and you don't end up with great quality. And then some of them seem to be okay. So I guess it's just in evaluating each one. Me personally, I've always been more of the build my own platform of fans and deliver them marketing that is for them and about them and build up the followers that way. And so I prefer to do that as opposed to signing up. I know in the real estate market industry, there are a lot of paid lead gen programs out there. So I guess you just have to look at each one and read the reviews and talk to some fellow realtors and see what they think. So I hope that helps. Okay, so let's talk a couple more tips on the fantastic marketing side. So we talked just simply about don't sell all the time on social media, whatever you do, the 80-20 content recipe. My second tip is what I call the art of the shout out. And the art of the shout out is how often are you using your social media platform to elevate others around you? So you have the opportunity to give your lender a shout out in a post when they come through with a difficult situation and you close on time. You have a chance to give your cleaning service, your title company, the home builder, if it's new construction. There's so many ways that you can elevate others and not talk about yourself all the time. 6 selfies a day is too many. So cut back on that. And instead, let's feature some other people on your page. Give them shout outs. Your vendor partners, people in the community. And if you have permission, certainly your buyers and sellers. A lot of them are running small businesses as well. So you could have a featured fan of the week, for example, and you could feature information about that business and elevate them. And every time you do that, depending on which platform you're using, you're tagging them and your post is going out to their entire network. So it just creates this spiderweb effect. We do here at Meredith Communications, we do new content on our blog every single day. I have a digital marketing blog. You can find it at meredithcommunications.com. And we do new content every day. And I was just reviewing the analytics over the weekend. We just completed our first 30 days of this huge effort to create all this content. And our most viewed content, hands down, after a month, was the guest blog on Thursdays. Every Thursday, I take a guest blog on a sales and marketing topic. So the point is, I'm elevating others on this guest blog, but of course, they end up pushing it out to their entire network, right? And hands down, I'm creating all these videos. I'm doing all this other work myself, and the guest blogs are killing it. So that's exactly what I'm telling you, is feature your fans. Get others out there through the art of the shout out. Okay, so we've got another comment or question that's come in. Can you give us some examples of some great social media marketing real estate brands or pages that you really like? You, Matt, are trying to get me in trouble. No, I am not. I'm not going to point out anybody specifically. I'm sorry for that, but I know I would end up leaving somebody out, and that would be bad for the association and for me. But I'll tell you what, you'll know it when you see it, because they'll be the ones getting all of the engagement in terms of shares, comments. The common themes that I see on very successful agents who use social media is exactly the two things: recipe and the art of the shout out. And the third thing they do is they immediately ask people when they first start working with them, can I connect with you on whatever platform it is they're focused on? And so they immediately connect with the person, they build that relationship, and the more the person is wowed because they just kill it, doing a great job, being super responsive, on top of it, orchestrating the whole transaction. And that person, this is the next principle, is let the fans do the selling for you. So you don't have to go around singing your own praises, talking about how awesome you are. If you will link your awesome service, your in-person work on this hand, and then technology, making it easy, so asking people, can we connect? If you'll put those two things together, the fans will do the marketing and selling for you. In other words, they'll start giving you shout outs, and that is money. When they start acknowledging you and start writing just completely without you even having to ask them, and they start saying, he was so awesome to work with, she was the best agent I've ever used, I highly recommend her, there is no amount of money for how fantastic that type of marketing is. So it's kind of an interesting twist that I'm trying to put on marketing here, is that I want you to, yes, you're selling yourself and your company, but at the same time, you're really making it about them. Now, word of warning, this type of marketing only works if you are truly awesome at what you do. I mean, you have to be amazing. You have to be word of mouth, get it? Word of mouth worthy. If you're word of mouth worthy, then you will be able to take advantage of fantastic marketing. If you're mediocre, if you're, she was nice, but I don't know if I'd use her again, or if you're not remarkable in some way at what you do, this won't work. You'll need to go back to good old push advertising, where you just buy it and interrupt them and mail stuff to their house and do all this other stuff, because you won't stand out enough. Well, I think that's going to do it for us today. It's right at 1:20 here, and that's the time we have. But that's our Mobile Monday conversation. Go out there and look for ways and look for examples of fantastic marketing that is for the end user and not about the brand. Second, find ways to elevate others and feature others in your social media. Find ways to give them the art of the shout out. Change up your content recipe. Go 80-20 instead of listing, selfie, listing. And lastly, look for those opportunities to make it about your fans, to be truly stellar in everything you deliver. And when you do that, you will have a fantastic business. Have a great day. Thanks, guys.